It's the duo that you love the most, covering events from coast to coast. That podcast is all about the fun with your hosts, Alpity and John. Chirping about gossip like chickadees. Turn up the cast and enjoy the tea. The podcast with the beauty and the brawn. One's a gay turkey and the other is a black swan. It's that podcast. It's that podcast. It's that podcast. Live from the John and Company studio in Denver, Colorado, it's That Podcast. And now, here are your hosts, Alpity and John.
Hey, what?
What?
Hey, girl.
Hello, how are you?
I'm super. How are you?
Delightful and dandy.
Hey, for those of you guys just joining us, I'm John.
And I'm El Pity.
And this is hashtag That Podcast. And the audience goes crazy.
Why we are talking on a delay is because we're not in the same room like we usually are.
That's
If
very
you guys
true.
don't know, we currently live in different states.
That's right. And El Pity, as you can see, is in a high-class studio right now.
Yeah.
What's to the right of you? Is that a refrigerator or a dry erase board?
Both.
To the But it serves both as a refrigerator and dry erase board.
This is actually my refrigerator right here. Oh, there's my arm. Oh, my arm.
Ah!
Lost my arm. And there's my erase board. Yeah.
So for those of you guys who are listening on podcasting platforms, we are, of course, talking about our YouTube channel, which you can see Elpity and I live and in person.
Yeah,
Well, kind of.
Right,
like-
all that fun stuff.
And Elpity has fun stuff. Don't you want the fun stuff?
Fun stuff, fun stuff.
Do you want the fun stuff? Fun stuff. That podcast, the fun stuff.
You do fun stuff.
DJ Khaled. It's been a couple episodes. We do have to give a shout out to, of course, get into, but just figure we do that. But like I mentioned, if you guys are listening on podcasting platforms, we are on YouTube, so you can see our beautiful faces. And El Pity has this beautiful studio behind her. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I was gonna try and put up a like a Biden Harris background,
Yep.
with our stuff, but I couldn't figure out how to flip it mirror. It was mirrored, so the text was on it was all backwards, and then everybody looked just weird. So I could.
So in theory, what she's screaming here is Biden Harris, which honestly is going to be a lot of our topic today. Is all about election 2020. Now, what's really funny, LP, I don't even know if you know this. I actually wrote political articles very, very briefly after the 2016 election. And true story. So I used to, my blog is popular on my website, johnjohnandco.com, holla at a playa. And I did this article called Political Climax, and it was just about how, Trump had kind of overtaken the election, things like this. And I immediately got a death threat after that was posted.
Oh.
So I was like, this is cool. I'm good. I mean, I'm passionate, but I don't really want to have death threats for just, writing things that interest me. So I've ceased that. But what's funny is I really get into politics and I really get into elections. And I think this was such an important election for us as a country that I am all in,
And I want to let you know that, the plan was for me to wear blue as well, but I've been wearing blue all week, so I kind of ran out of my blue. Wait, no. Hold on. I'm wearing blue pants.
Oh, bam!
I was like, wait a minute, don't I have blue pants? Well, I'm
Blue
wearing them now.
pantaloons. And you're also wearing a RuPaul's Drag Con shirt, which I love.
I am.
Yes, Queen. And I'm wearing this blue diplomatic shirt we were talking about. This is actually one of our friends who we met at DragCon. This is his clothing line called Diplomatic. And I thought, wow, how topical. Wow.
Diplo.
Diplo. Wonderful. And the audience goes berserk. So unless you've been living under a rock, it has been called by numerous press organizations. We're going to quote here right now the Associated Press. But as of right now, Joe Biden is the 46th president of the United States of America. Can I get a witness? So obviously we do have a lot of people who listen to this podcast with our political beliefs and views, but there's also people who disagree with us,
Yes.
and that's okay. But I do want to be very clear. LPD and I would think I speak for both of us. We are elated and thrilled about the results of this election. So if you don't want to celebrate that with us today, totally cool. This is a free country. This is probably when you should sign off.
Yeah. I mean, we're not gonna like knock the dude.
Nah, I mean,
Um,
he's done a great job doing that himself.
yeah.
That's Sade, y'all.
Oh goodness. So yeah, it's been a wild. We because we're both now in the same time zone because of your daylight savings time. We don't believe in that here in Arizona.
Oh, that's right.
So we found out like 9:30 this morning. Like
That's right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I like woke up a minute after the election was called, and then you were woken up by a literal parade of sound.
Yeah, it's wild. So I live in a pretty liberal area in Denver, and I actually woke up. I was trying to sleep in today, which is all good. But I woke up to music blaring, people screaming and cheering, and one of the neighbors on their balcony playing a trumpet. And it's crazy. It woke me up, but I opened my eyes. I wasn't upset. I wasn't mad. I literally said to myself, the first thought was, Biden won. And I opened up the news app on Apple News, and sure enough, the president had been elected. So really wild. I mean, just a really interesting and new place to be as an American.
Yeah, so then a lot of records were broken. For starters, Joe Biden is now the oldest person to be elected as president. We have our
Wild.
Yes, super wild. We have our very first, this is wild to me. We have our first woman vice president. Like, what?
DJ Khaled. No, that is just so, I mean, let's really sit in that for a second.
Yes.
Folks, we have a female Black Indian VP of this country.
Yes.
And again, no matter what side of the coin you land, this is historic, right? It was the same time that it was historic when Clinton ran for presidency and Palin ran for VP. No matter what your political affiliation or beliefs, these are really tremendous times to be a part of. And I just got to say, go Kamala. I mean, that's the T. Kamala. And the audience goes berserk.
Right? I did have a lot of people messaging me asking me what is going on in Arizona. What's going on with the votes? And I'm like, guys, I don't know. I'm not the one counting the votes. What do you want me to do?
Exactly. No, it is really interesting. I understand some states, like if I'm not mistaken, Pennsylvania actually can't start to count mail-in ballots until the polls close, the election polls. So it takes a little bit longer. But I just wonder, it's been really interesting to see how many states really had their stuff together and really moved quickly. And then some of these battleground states, which were really instrumental in the election, how they really took their time. And we'd be remiss to not mention this. There is a lot of controversy right now on the flip side of some allegations about the election because it was taking so long.
Fake news.
Now, fake news beyond, absolutely. But again, I think it's, when you give people reason to think, people are going to really leap. And in this day and age, I mean, these conspiracy theories of, not counting every vote is just so bonkers to me.
Right.
I mean, if that's not worrisome for us all as Americans to say stop because you're voting differently, your vote doesn't count. That's not a democracy, right?
No, you're not voting correctly. Stop that. Like,
no.
like, what? Anyways.
But really bonkers and so historic, yeah.
Indeedy. So you know what? With all of this, of course, you're going to have some fun trending topics with, a president-elect now. And I have, of course, been on Twitter like crazy lately, and I found some like just weird stuff. So I figured, hey, it's election involved. So let's just go down the fun list of stuff that I have found and chat about it.
Ooh, fun!
my screenshots ready too, because I just want to make sure I got everything correct. So we are actually going to start with, so this is, I don't really follow her. She just popped up and I know the name because everybody likes her and she's just like I don't know who the fuck she is.
Trisha Paytas.
We know
Okay.
who Trisha Paytas is.
Okay.
She's probably celebrating with us, even though I'm not really a fan of hers anymore. But hey, Trisha. So it is.
Trisha Paytas, who's listening to this podcast, she's like, that was rude.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn it! I'm gonna make a 20-minute video about El Pate Bang. Cool. Thanks. Subscribe to my channel, Lyrical Shorty. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So the influencer, I don't know if she's a TikToker. I know she's a YouTuber, but Emma Chamberlain.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think she's like 19, but so
Just a baby.
she's just a baby.
Just a baby.
So here's why she's trending. Apparently, she like released a statement that was like, "Oh hey, you know, the election's over. Congrats to everyone who won," or blah blah blah. I'm gonna go ahead and deactivate my social media. And yeah, and everybody was like, okay, that's a little suspect. And I guess started doing some digging. They found out that she's registered as a Republican. Now, granted, that doesn't mean she voted for the orange or Biden, but
Yes.
it's like, this is a little suspect. She's mad because Trump didn't win and da 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 da. So everybody's like sitting here pretty much speculating what's going on. And a lot of people like brought up the fact that, one, she never encouraged voting. She never posted about Black Lives Matter. And somebody was like, she always showed her white privilege. So everybody's like,
I mean.
so everybody's like, she's probably, you know, she's all on Trump's dick. So, but one, I guess I want to know, like, why do we care so much? Like, why is she popular? I know, like, we're in a new age of, like, influencers now being, like, TikTokers and all these young kids and stuff like that. But, like, all these young kids are also, like, having parties during COVID. So I really don't kind of pay them no mind.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, here's the thing. I mean, yes, she absolutely has an influence. And, you know, you and I are big proponents of holding people with an influence accountable. But this Emma Chamberlain is one of 70 million people who voted for President Trump, right? So potentially, allegedly, right? So
Yeah,
you really think about that from a legal standpoint. Holla, got ourselves covered. But yeah, is to think that this would be one of 70 million. And it's really interesting to see, because someone is registered a Republican, right? And by no means am I defending it, that we immediately villainize them. To you and I's point, you know, there has been history of, you know, of bipartisanship for both of us, right? I'm a registered independent, and I'm very proud to admit that, because I do like all sides of the coin. Obviously, I have more liberal tendencies and leaning,
Yeah.
but that's no question. But again, I think that's kind of the problem, is we're focusing on this one person, and the internet is going ham on her right now.
Yeah.
And again, why do we care what a 19-year-old did? I mean, it's one of, again, so many people, and it's speculation, right? It wasn't. Well, we're assuming she's just like, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Here's the message she wrote on her Instagram. I really don't like to engage in any internet drama lies, but today is a very big day. Today is a day to celebrate. I really don't want to spend the day today defending made-up facts about me. I hope we can all come together today, celebrate, and love each other. The future is bright. I love you all so much, every single one of you. So,
did she end that with a blue heart?
No, but it is.
Then she's canceled.
Yeah.
I just kidding. Did you say it's in blue text? That's wild.
Yeah, it's in blue text. So I mean, it's like, I don't know, but like everybody, I feel like now that the election's over, everybody's like, "Ooh, it's time to cancel someone now."
Yep. Someone was a registered Republican.
Right.
It's like, yeah, I mean, obviously not your viewpoint, but this is America.
Keep in mind, there's some people who registered as Republican on purpose to bring down the Republicans and vote for Joe Biden. So
yeah, and I think if I'm not mistaken, Sidney McCain came out for her lack of endorsement for Trump and voting for Biden, which is a huge shift for Arizona. So yeah, so again, there are Republicans who certainly voted that route, you know.
Exactly. So it's wild.
It's crazy.
I think just people are trying to get back to cancel culture and just like, yeah, but everybody's like, I can't believe she's a Republican. Like, whatever.
It's like, exactly. It's not about the party lines. It's about whether or not you appreciate human life and can enforce and fight for human rights and dignity. You know, I mean, I think that's what it boils down to.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, my living room light just turned on by itself because
Girl, because the Lord agrees with what we are saying. It's just about humanity. Or it could have been Alexa, whatever.
Right, exactly. Well, enough about Miss Emma. Hopefully she's doing well and she's just taking a break and whatever she wants to do. I don't care. But we need to talk about with Trump out of the office here soon. We need to talk about a list of people who's going with him.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So I'm going to just start the list and I'm going to leave the best one for last, in my opinion. So Bill Barr's out.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, bye.
I think I mean Bar.
Bar.
Bar, Bill Barr.
The big brown bear.
The big... Bar, Bill Barr.
Bar, Bill Barr.
Bar.
Ivanka Trump's out.
Bye.
Jared Kushner.
Okay.
Miller.
Mm.
Rudy Giuliani.
Oh, her.
New York, yeah. Melania Trump.
Oh, yes.
Mark Meadows. Not to be confused with Park Meadows, okay?
Yep. A very popular subdivision and mall in Colorado.
Yes. Kaylee, I don't know how to say her last name. McGaney.
She's the White House spokesperson.
Yeah.
Press secretary.
And good old Kellyanne Conway, whose daughter hates her, so that's fun.
That's a hilarious internet relationship. That Kellyanne Conway's daughter is such a liberal activist, and like her mom is Kellyanne Conway.
And last,
allegedly,
definitely not least, as somebody who works in education, Betsy DeVos is going to be gone.
Bar. And this actually, yeah,
like it's, who do you think? Not Trump. By Trump, who do you think Biden's going to bring in for his cabinet?
Definitely. You know, I think some really big contenders are people like Pete Buttigieg. I think Pete Buttigieg, he may even be anywhere between press secretary or secretary of state. I think that would be some fun things to see. But really, I think that was who I really thought. He's been really pro Biden since he, didn't really make it to the presidential nomination.
Right.
But I think he would be a great person to see on the cabinet.
What about Cory Booker? That would be fun.
Oh, Cory Booker.
I would just like to see if like some of our old favorites, like, well, we don't know if she's really a favorite, but Hillary Clinton comes back in and does some work.
Yes, controversial opinion, but yeah, I definitely think there's a huge asset and benefit to having Hillary there.
One of my faves, Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders' sister, yes.
What was his name in Texas? Beto.
Oh, Beto O'Rourke.
Yes.
AOC. I mean, all the big some
hitters.
Really big hitters, big names. I mean, I think it's going to be a really interesting shift, and, Biden is at that age, he is 77 years old and, and he's turning 78 at the end of this month, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Yep. So Scorpio, holla. But it's interesting, I was reading that he would be 86 if he fills both terms.
Yeah.
At the end of those terms. So that really, and of course, I'm certainly not questioning his work ability to get there, but that really is a really good sign for our girl Kamala to really take that position, that presidential position.
Right, which would be wild, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really fascinating to find how many of our politicians are really older in age. Trump being 74, Bernie Sanders 79, Nancy Pelosi being 80, right? I mean, I think it's really interesting to see those things,
It's crazy. It's wild. I just thought of another topic that we were meant to talk about. Sorry.
Girl, I saw that pencil scribbling.
But then I was going to say something else and I forgot what it was. So
Whack, 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 whack.
Work, 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 work. But it's Patrick doesn't work,
Quack,
work,
quack, 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 quack.
I
Did you see that thing that went viral on the T.I. song? It's like, I want Joe Biden. Need
Yeah.
Joe Biden.
Yes. I was like,
So
oh, I
good.
love- And now people are starting to drag Little Pump and Little Wayne because they both like had support of Donald Trump, and then 50 Cent is just confusing everyone because it sounds like he backtracked and he was like, 50 pretty much said it was like, oh, he's getting dragged. Like, bro, didn't you?
That's sort of it.
Yeah.
Where have you been? Mm-hmm.
Okay, we got to talk about the funniest topic that I found on the internet today.
On the internet.
The internet. The Four Seasons.
Oh my God.
Yes.
It was an air horn and then a little. This is hilarious.
Because, okay. So when you hear the Four Seasons, what do you think of? The music group, the actual Four Seasons, or the hotel, the ever popular hotel chain or whatever it is?
I honestly, I would have to say that luxury hotel chain. I think when you say Four Seasons, I think, ooh, fancy hotel. Let's go.
Well, Trump's campaign decided to hold a press conference at the Four Seasons.
Oh.
And you would think the Four Seasons Hotel, correct?
Of course. I mean, he's classy,
He's
It was a reach, folks. It was a reach.
So for the Four Seasons Hotel Philadelphia, they put out a clarification statement. To clarify, President Trump's press conference will not be held at Four Seasons Hotel Philadelphia. It will be held at Four Seasons Total Landscaping. No relation to the hotel. Well, the joke is somebody in Trump's camp accidentally booked the wrong Four Seasons, and I think that is hilarious. And seeing the photos of like Rudy Giuliani like speaking from this landscaping thing is hilarious. Plus, this location sorry, so funny.
So good.
Is right next door to an adult bookstore called Fantasy Island.
It's so good.
You know that somebody's in the background just like, aren't we supposed to be at the Four Seasons Hotel? Or they're like Googling in the address or they're driving, they're like, something's not right. What do you mean this is our location? Well, make your own backdrop then. Let's do this.
That's it. No, and what's funny is if you look at the kind of the outside of it, isn't like that green building with like washed over paint. So yeah, it's this old building. There's rust everywhere. It's absolutely hilarious.
And then it just looks like
I mean, it's just comical.
like Trump hits like red and blue signs and made it a checkerboard like
on the garage door.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Or anything like that. It is just on the garage door, and then there's a little podium. Not podium. What's the? I mean, it's supposed to be a podium, but a podium is actually like the level thing. But it's something like that. I
mean, it's just hilarious because in there, you know that they will justify the hell out of this. They meant to be here.
Right.
You know, they didn't want the actual Four Seasons Hotel.
Absolutely not.
Hilarious. We will have a press conference at the Four Seasons Total Landscaping. Oh my gosh.
Adult bookstore, which I don't know why, but adult bookstores are weird to me. Like, why can't like adult books be in like just sex stores? Why do you have to have a whole separate ass adult bookstore?
No, can we have a bigger moment of how the hell do you get into an adult book? I've never thought it would be sexy to have a book in my hand and jack off. Okay. I mean, it just seems really interesting. I mean, who is reading
scary books? Like, how do you get scared by reading a book?
I don't get it. You know, I mean,
that's a thing too.
But adult books, I just don't get it because it's writing. I mean, it's words.
Yeah.
But I also, I mean, books. I love, reading books on tape and hearing them. But
and now to our Segway sponsored. No, I'm just kidding.
Audible.
Just kidding. We're not going to them yet.
No, ma'am.
Just sign up.
That's right. Now, what would you do? So, if you did Four Seasons landscape, like let's just say you were the president, And your campaign did this by accident. Obviously, none of us would ever lead like this person. But what would you do? Would you just bullshit and be like, we totally meant to be here? Or would you be like, actually, there was a mess up?
I think I would be pissed, obviously, because of course somebody on my team did this. But then after like a few minutes, I would be like, this is fucking hilarious. Let's own up to this, because how fun is that? Hey guys, instead of being at this place, we're going to be at a cemetery. Meet us there. We're going to make the best of a bad situation and honor our ancestors. You're welcome.
That's right. Oh, I'm sure. And all these Four Seasons landscaping companies, I'm sure, because I'm sure there's more than one across the country, you know?
Right.
I'm sure I just like blowing up on social media. Yeah.
Like, where's Trump? Oh
So funny to me. And the best part is like it's the like the best way to end this presidential race is there. Like, oh, right. So good.
What a left field turn that was.
That's right.
Sorry, that was a dumb joke.
No, the audience, actually, you hear them, they're going crazy.
Oh, well, thank you. Yep. You know what else is a joke? Having your press conference at the wrong Four Seasons.
Yes, exactly.
Like, how did you, like, nobody, like, put that beforehand, like, saw pictures of it? Like, you know how you Google something and, like, the picture comes up, like, oh, there's a Four Seasons hotel. Great. Like, was somebody trolling?
For sure. And then like no one vetted it out before, right? Like,
yeah, like that
scope out the.
But then again, our president is not the brightest human in the world, so
that's right. No, this seemed just too obvious, but yeah, I think that just is a perfect depiction of how this all ended. It's just so sad. Oh Lord.
My goodness. You know what? Enough. Oh, nope. I forgot I had that other topic. I just looked down at my handy dandy sticky note, and it disappeared.
Ah! Oh my god! Oh my goodness! If you're watching on YouTube, you can see that El Pity is a magician. Oh my god!
Here, a sticky note.
Oh my word!
So the election affected me a lot, obviously.
Yeah.
To the I had election-based dreams, and they just kind of merged into like my normal dreams. So if you guys follow me on Twitter at LPitty, you know that I had a dream of Donald Trump holding a rally at a Burger King.
Oh.
Yes, and he was wearing like some weird jumpsuit. Like he was just acting like it was good looking, and then all of a sudden he was just like, nope, don't like this, and he was just in front of the podium, like just kind of like almost naked, and I'm like, oh my god, I gotta go. So I left. Then I had a dream I was being chased by a bobcat, which is weird. I don't know why, but I ran really fast and like got into this building, and then this is a building where I was supposed to do like an event, like a volunteer event, and apparently I was DJing. And
very good.
Apparently this girl was having a sleepover in an elementary school, and she wanted me to DJ and like host the sleepover. And I was like, yeah.
Here we go.
And you listeners know that this podcast is 18 and up, but for some reason the teacher somehow had our theme song and was playing it, and everybody's like, it's El Pity, and I'm like, you guys are not supposed to know that. Hey, don't listen to the podcast. Don't
listen.
Who wants to play bingo?
Bingo.
Right. Like kids have like weird names for games and stuff, so like somebody's like, yeah, we want to play this game instead, and blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, this is weird. Why am I DJing this event? Why?
A sleepover at a school. Yeah, exactly. Like, who booked me?
Right. Dude,
girl, that is hilarious. So you ran from. So was this all one dream?
Yeah, like it melded into each other. Like I was leaving the Burger King, and I think in the back of my head I knew I was supposed to host this like elementary school party, and then like I'm packing up my car. It was my old car too, so I'm packing up the car, and then like all of a sudden I'm in the mountains and I'm running from bobcats, thinking I have horsepower, and then
wait. So when you say bobcat, you mean an actual bobcat, right? Not like a tractor. Okay.
So not like a tractor, like the animal. Like,
okay. Rawr, rawr, bobcat, not rawr, bobcat.
Bobcat roar. No, Bobcat roar.
Barb. Oh, a barb cat. Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Now.
But yeah, like I was just super speedy. I was like jumping off of rocks and stuff. Maybe I was like Sonic. And then like I get to the school and we're all on like me and the Bobcats, like because there was multiple Bobcats, like running after me, and I'm like jumping over them all cool, and then I like faked one out, and then I just slipped into the elementary school, and I was like, "Ha, can't catch me!" Then I went about my day. Like
That's wild. So you were in this dream, El Parkour.
yes, see.
I tried on that joke.
But podcast related because all of a sudden they started playing a podcast name, and I'm like,
That's wild. Now, was it the new song or the old song?
The new one?
Oh, the boppin' one, the
Yes.
original edit. If you guys don't know, this is our new song. You guys should go back like episode 1 to a couple of the early ones. And
Our song was featured in many YouTube videos because it is a YouTube song.
that's right. It's a royalty-free YouTube song. So
Yep.
eventually we upgraded and had a wonderful get this song for us.
Yes, thank you, wonderful.
I was gonna say producer. I don't even know.
Right, he's the thing.
He's the thing, mama. But yeah, gal, I got to tell you this, that dream sounds absolutely crazy, but I will tell you this election really, no matter what side of the coin you're on, I think we can all say we are so relieved that this part of the election is complete and done, know?
Yeah, and of course we're going to have to deal with like the whole lawsuit thing because, we have somebody saying, oh, there's voter fraud with no evidence. So, that's always fun.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And so those of you international listeners, I know we have some. So right now, the current president is essentially questioning the validity of some of the voting done in the states that he is not winning in. But there seems to be no problem in the states that that he's losing in. There seems to be no problems in ones that he's winning in. So it's really an interesting dichotomy. And so, there's some lawsuits that are coming. Thanks, girl. ACT work, and I get a witness. No, but it's really interesting to say, how are you questioning only the ones where you're losing? Like, that just seems so odd to me.
Right. Nobody questioned when you won in 2016, even though we know what happened.
What happened, exactly. But yeah, no, it is really great to be, I hate to sound so dramatic, and this is going to sound more dramatic to the other side than it is the people who voted this way. It just is so nice and so gratifying to be an American who can be proud of America again.
Exactly. Agreed. And not be freaking out about a cult.
Yeah, exactly. Or, people who are taking a message and running with it incorrectly, and there's no clarity on the message. So, unfortunately, there's some crazy hate and stuff happening right now. And, above else, I'm most excited to have a leader, someone, I've worked many jobs in my life, been on many shows, produced many things. There's so many different leaders I've worked with, and they're not always the same as me. But when you respect a leader, I think that's the most important thing than anything,
Absolutely.
Just being a decent human.
Be a decent person.
Be a decent person. Thank you. Be a decent person coming out in 2024.
Yes. We have to wait until we can get together and record it once COVID's not a thing anymore.
That's exactly right. And we'll be at the Olympics, the opening ceremony singing. Yeah. Be a decent person, be a decent person, be a decent person. Exactly. Thank you.
I'll just be there for the high notes. Don't worry.
Exactly. But yeah, gal, no, I think this is really interesting. I'm so thrilled that it went the route it did, of course. Not to pepper this too much with my opinion. But I think it's a really cool and historic election. I'm so thrilled for Kamala and Joe. Of course, I know them so well that I call them by their first names. So I'll be giving Kamala and Joe a call.
Right.
No, but I think this is a cool time to be alive.
Exactly. So I'm very excited for the future. We just need to get through the rest of 2020, and hopefully the orange just sits in a corner and just cries. So That'd be great.
Girl, that's right. Even when you're done with Cheetos, they lurk on your fingers for a while. So we
Mhm.
just got to remember that. It's going to take a little bit of time to get our fingers back to clean.
Exactly.
But it's possible.
Miracles happen.
Be a decent person. Be a decent person. You know? Oh, I love it. Well, Pity, I always love getting together with you, gal.
Here, it's always great.
Always a pleasure. Well, my friends, this was another edition of Hashtag That Podcast.
Yes.
Hashtag That Podcast. My name's John John.
I'm El Pity.
And this is Hashtag That Podcast. We love you so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Ah!